Okay, so here we got our emulator for our max time Q free. I'm going to build the database off of this. So as you can see, we're running free. We don't have any coordination done. So what we're going to do is first I'm going to go over here to date and time settings, make sure everything's set correctly. This currently says that it's Greenwich Mean Time. I'm East Coast, so we're going to go with East Coast. And we're going to make sure this is March 2nd. And in November 1st. So there we go, and hit save. And we got that current setting. This is the correct date and time, so we're good there. And we're going to go into controller, go down here to coordination. So the coordination parameters, you can do automatic, you can do all red flash, manual. You can pick a pattern out of all these, any one you want to do. I'm just going to leave it as automatic. Chord mode is either pour pattern, auto actuated chord, auto permissive fixed. I'm just going to leave it per pattern. I'm going to leave all this as is. You can play around with this, but this default should work for what we're doing. So we're going to go into patterns, and I like table view in this case because I want to see everything. So we are on table view. I'm going to hit show all patterns. I'm just going to use the first. Let's do the first three. Default is usually yellow, but I've set these to green, so you can change your reference point to end, red, or yellow, green. So I'm just going to leave those alone. In order to get these to show up, I'm just going to put a number in here just to kind of get them to actually populate, so I can get my screen minimized here. There we go. So the cycle time, let's say, is going to be 100 seconds on the first one. We'll do 110 on the second one, and we'll do 120 on the third one. Now your offset is from one intersection to another intersection green time. So if you're at point A and you get a green light, how long does it take you to drive from that point to the next intersection to hit it on a green light? So if you have lights in a coordinated system you're having problems with where you get a green and you get hit a red and you get hit another red, that's because of this right here. In a coordinated intersections, all of your cycle times need to be roughly the same or exactly the same. Your offset is where you play with it to tweak it for inbound or outbound traffic, and you can do that through monitoring it there at the time, or have a timing engineering firm come out and do the timings for you. So let's say the next intersection, it takes me 10 seconds. Let's say there's 3 intersections. It takes me 10 seconds to go from point A to the last intersection in that. So I would set 10 because I want to make the last one and not get stuck in the middle. So as long as I hit it in the right spot, I'm good. And I'm hitting Control S to bypass that. Offset 2 and 3, you can tell it by time of day which offset you want to use. Splits are the amount of time you're allowing per phase. Coordinated mode, you can tell auto permissive, fixed permissive, full, same thing as we've seen on the other screen. You can tell it by coordination. Fixed, max inhibits on. You can tell it phases to cover the PEDs. If they're over, you can tell it none. Basically, it's what's going to happen is when it's switching from one phase to the next, you want it to cover the PEDs. So if there's a PED there, it'll cover them, or use it to get back in step. So the rest of these are going to be just left alone here. You can go through different detector plans, phase plans, whatever you want to do. You can leave a description for each mode. So I'm going to call the first one, I'm going to say morning. I'm going to call my second one midday. And my third one is evening. Now you don't have to run 3. I'm just going to do this for training, but you can run as many patterns as you want, or parameters as you want. So split 1, we're going to go in here. I've already got this checked off because the default's a chord. So you have to tell it what coordinated phase you want, 2 or 6, 4 and 8, whatever phasing you want to use. A reference point, you don't have to have both, but at least one, and fixed. And then you can go in here and tell it you want max recall on, non-actuated min recall, ped recall by coordination. And you can also omit phases by chord. These are usually I don't mess with any of this, just leave it default. So we got a 100-second cycle. So let's tell it 25 here, 25 here, and I'm just going to do the 3 movements for now, just kind of see what happens. So now I've got errors here. Pattern 1, split times for 2 and 6 are less than the minimums given in phase plan 1 and overlap plan 1. And barriers not consistent across rings. So this is telling me I've got an issue with the programming and I need to fix it. So if I do 10 here, another 10 here, another 10 here, another 10 here. Okay. Still going to have an issue because I'm still not adding up to 100. So if I do 50 on this one and 50 on this one, ta-da, all gone. So what they're looking for is 100 seconds to add up between the 2 rings. So 1 through 4 has to equal 5 through 6. So we've got all that fixed. I can put my descriptions in here. Okay, so what we got to do is go in here to our phase configuration. Under phase configuration, phase config, we tell this is, let's say, east, left, or actually I'll just do it this way. So west, left. We're going to say this is east. Phase 3 is north, left, south, east, left. Then this one would be west, south, left, and north. So we've got all these assigned. So now if we go back under coordination, we go back to patterns. Now all these are assigned right here. So that's how you change that. So now I've got all those assigned. That's for split 1. So I need to go into split 2 because I'm telling it up here to run this split. And the sequence is your ring, so I'm just going to tell it 1's on all those because I'm only running 1. So I'll show all phases. So let's see, it's 110, and I'll say that's 15 seconds in the evening. I'll run 60 on 2 and 6. I'll run 15 here. Let's run 25 here on this one. And if I get it wrong, it will tell me right off the bat that I've got it wrong. So let's make this 15, and this one is another 15. So I must. Pattern 1 does not have a ring that adds up to the cycle length, so I still didn't get it right. It doesn't have a cycle rings. I'm missing reference space. Okay, so that's normal. So what I can do here to kind of just get this to even out is just go in here and hit these and pulse up these until it disappears. So it's still there. And pattern 2 does not have a cycle length. So instead of just keep doing this, let's do the math. So I got 110, and so let me see here. Okay, so what I had to do was go back, and I played with it a little bit, but 10 plus 60, 70, 10, another 10's 80, and then 30 is the 110. So that's all I had to do, and I just duplicated it down here. So that got this into step. So we'll need to go back and fix pattern 1, and then I need to do pattern 3 here. So we'll go back, we'll do pattern 3 real quick here. So it's 120. So we'll do 10 on all my left turns, and we'll do 60 here. We'll see what happens here. So 50 on these. So we're still out. better not consist across rings. So 10, 70, 80, and 5. 80 and 5 is 130, so we're still off. So just take this back down. There we go. So you got to be equal across. The reason I took down the timings though is because if I go below the threshold here, so in other words, this is 30-second min green. If I drop this below 30 seconds, it's going to say it can't run it because this time plus this time plus this time. So that's a 0, that's 5, so that's 35 seconds minimum that I have to have available in the splits. If I go below that, it'll throw an error. So, and 7 and 7 on the walk, don't walk, so that's 14, so that covers. This is fine. Alright, so now we only need to fix cycle 1. So I've got to get these down to 100. So that's 10, 60, 70, 95. So let's see, if I change this to 95 seconds, it should take it and fix it. Yep, so right there. So I'm 5 seconds off, so if I want to went 55 here and 55 here, see I'm back, so go to 100, and I'm gone. So that's how you can figure it out. I mean, this system tells you right here what it is. Alright, so we've got that done. Let's go into scheduler here and schedules. So schedule 1 is enabled. I'm going to run this all the month, all the days of the week, and all the days of everything. So schedule 1 is going to run. And so we're going to run a second schedule here. Going to enable all of these. And we're going to tell it that this one's day plan 2, where the other one was day plan 1, and for giggles I'm going to run a 3. I'm going to just make 3, like, let's just do 1 day of the month. So let's go to March. So not right there, March. Don't know what day of the week I want to run it, but I know what day I want to run it. So let's say March 15th only is the only day this thing will run. So 3 will only run that day. So we'll go into day plans. Day plan 3. Let's go ahead and just do that because day plan 3 is going to be running right now. We're going to tell it at 6 a.m. It's going to run an action. Okay, so actions are going to be here. There's nothing there. So action will run pattern 3. Pattern 3 is going to be your chord parameter pattern 3 here. So only today will it ever run this. And so let's go back into, where was I at? Scheduler, day plan. So 6 a.m. run pattern 3, and this is a special event. So 3. I'm just gonna call it 3:15. And then at say 1700 and 1700 and 15. So here in like 10 minutes, I'm going to tell it to go to free. So let's say that's action 99, and then I'm going to just write this as free. So action 99. So I'm going to go over here to action, and I'll go down to 99 here, and I'm going to tell it you run free. So that's it for the schedules. So what we did here is we enabled day schedule 3. It only runs March 15th at 0600. It goes into pattern 3, and then at 17:15 it'll go into free. So if I go back here to home, we are running day plan 3, action 3 sequence, and there's the 120-second cycle. So here in like 5 minutes, we should go to a free run. Okay, so I went back and I changed it from 17:15 to 17:10 because it's just, I needed to cut down some time here. So in the next minute, we should be going from pattern 3 to a pattern 99 free. So you can see what we're running here right now. And over here are the cycles. So here in a few seconds, should be going to free run. Says it's done. Yep, there we are, free. Right into free mode. So we're just running day plan 399 for just today, no other day. Now you can schedule any days of the week or any days of the month that you want. You can specify. So, all right. So we've got that one done. And what I've done here is I went into my scheduler, because once you get your chord pattern done, you go into new schedules. I've set up a schedule 2 for the weekend and 1 here for Monday through Friday. The day plans are your times. So day plan 1 at 17:20, so 10 minutes from now it should go right into what I call midday, so 2, and your hour here, so it should be running 1 up to then and then there, because under the actions, action 1 is pattern 1, action 2 is pattern 2, action 3 is pattern 3, and then so on and so forth. So if I wanted to run an action 4, I could go in here and I could tell it to run a free or whatever pattern I want. So I can tell it to go all the way down here and tell it to go to pattern 99 and then tell chord to be free, which I'm not going to mess with. So we'll just go back here to day plan. So this one's fine. So we want to see if it changes to day plan 1 here, because right now we're in day plan 3 running free. So I'm going to go in here and let's change our time of day and make this 19. Date and time settings, so we can test that, and that went away because this is an emulator, so it's the correct day, and we're going to just tell it to go to, nope, let's see, we'll tell it to go to 19. Okay, and hit save. So now it thinks it's 519. Okay, so what I did is I went and changed it to 515 for the next one, so 1715. And as you can see, I've got the 15th highlighted here with this current month. So it should not be running anything but free, because that's what I have on day plan 3 to keep running. Let's see here if I go back into day plans. So day plan 3, this runs to 99, and it should go back over to the other one here. So action 99, day plan 3, so in the next minute it should flip it again. There's 15, still running free. So that, what that tells me right there is one day will override everything. Yep, because it's going to keep running action 99. So what we have to do is we have to go in here and tell it under scheduler, day plans. See, it's still running 3 because of this, because I've got this just specifically for the day, and that will always override. So 1710, so this runs right now. So if I wanted to go back into the other action, because what it's doing is a day plan 1, 1715 here should be running 2, and won't run that because I've got day plan 3 scheduled for a specific day, so it's going to run that no matter what. So how do you work around that? Well, you have to tell it to go back to the other day plan, and the only way to do that is to actually tell it to go into, let's see, 17, and I'll tell it to go back to 2, and I'll just hit save. So here in about 30 seconds or so it should switch. So if you set up a day plan for a single day, you have to schedule the whole day out. It won't go back to the previous day's day plan, it won't go to the next day's plan automatically. You schedule it all out for that day. And then you also do the each day after or before for day plan 1, day plan 2, day plan 3. So here we'll see if it changes again. It's gotta go through the yellow. Still running free, so we're running day plan 3. Why are we still on this one? Okay, so if you didn't catch what I did wrong, here I'll show you what I messed up on. Make sure you know what day plan you're in. It's right here. So if I go back to day plan 3 and I go to 1717, even though it's 1718 right now, and I tell it to run 2, hit save. There we go. That's what it was. Make sure you're in the right screen.